Hey guys, back with another video, and today I'm going to be attempting to record a video whilst this laptop in front of me is just about to fall. I managed to just catch it then without it making a loud noise for you, hopefully. So yeah, I'm just recording this video to talk about Tuchel's first England squad, which is quite exciting, isn't it? I'm recording this just after Man United have managed to get a draw against Arsenal, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. I thought we were the better team towards the end, which is amazing. Didn't think I'd be saying that. Yeah, so good, building momentum for the Europa League game on Thursday. But Tuchel's first England squad. So I'm going to kind of talk you through what I think he will do, whilst also sort of talking about what I would maybe do instead if I've got any kind of disagreements with him. Not sure on the kind of number that he'll pick. Obviously, doesn't have to pick kind of the full volume. So I'm going to base this largely on the concept of him like going for kind of 23 man, but he probably will pick more than 23. I think if he's got the option to, I think he does. A lot of talk about him having made like a 55 person long list for this, which is pretty cool. He's obviously taking it very seriously and narrowing down his options from there. But goalkeepers first. So I think this is quite an easy one, to be honest. Obviously, he'll pick Pickford. I think that Dean Henderson's on form, probably got himself into the number 2 position now. And now that we've got a new manager coming in, and then I think the 3rd position will go to Ramsdale, who's obviously had it tough this year, hasn't he? Playing in one of the worst Premier League teams of all time. It's what he wanted. He wanted first team football to be the number 1, and he is. And I think he's probably been their best player of the season, in all honesty. I've seen him make countless saves to keep them in games. But he's just getting peppered, isn't he, left, right and centre, bless him. So yeah, maybe he'll retain number 2 spot, maybe he won't. It's a bit arbitrary anyway, isn't it? You don't really know who's number 2 and number 3 because Pickford plays pretty much every game. I don't think he'll fancy Pope. I don't think he'll fancy Nick Pope, in all honesty. And he's never really looked the same coming back from injury, has he? Nick Pope, so yeah, I think that's the 3 that we'll get. Right back, I mean, obviously he has to pick Trent. I think Tuchel will. He had Reece James in the past. I think Tuchel is shrewd. I think he will get the best out of Trent. Yeah, definitely. Just he's got to be in there, and he's got to be in the team, hasn't he? The backup choice is a really interesting one for this squad. We may see Reece James retain fitness over a long period of time and really get back to his best, and that'd be great. But if we're doing this on form, I think it has to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I can't believe I'm saying that. He's having a belting season, isn't he, at West Ham? He's got to be in there. And the good thing about having Wan-Bissaka is he offers something completely different to Trent. So, he is an option. I'm not sure what he'll do. I'm not sure if he will pick Wan-Bissaka. I think he should, on merit. But I think if he doesn't, he will pick maybe one of Livramento or Rico Lewis. I wouldn't go down that route though, and I don't think Livramento's done alright, hasn't he? He's been doing alright. I don't think Rico Lewis is having the best season, as most City players aren't. Left back. So Lewis Hall would have been an absolute shoo-in, wouldn't he? He would have. I think he would have been starting in these 2 games, particularly as with Luke Shaw's career seems over. Ben Chilwell, you know. But Lewis Hall, I think, would have been an absolute shoe-in. It's such a shame he's got injured again. Real big shame for him. Bless him. I think he's been brilliant. So, but it opens, that opens doors for other people, doesn't it? And I think that one player that I think we'll definitely see in there will be Tyreek Mitchell, which is great. That's really cool. Pleased to see him in the squad. It's a big opportunity for him. That's good. And I think we'll see Marv Lewis Skelly as well. I think he'll put him in, which is also interesting. Bit of a hothead, isn't he? Obviously, Arteta's mentioned the disciplinary stuff to him. I think it's 2 reds and 2 yellows this year so far. But other than that, he's been playing good, hasn't he? He's doing really well. If we don't see Lewis Skelly, we might see Levy Colwell in there. We might see again one of Livramento or Rico Lewis instead. I think he will pick Tyreek Mitchell. I'm not sure what he'll do as the backup. I'd like to see it be Lewis Skelly. Centre backs. I think this is a real problem position for the World Cup. I think this is a really big problem position. It fills me with not a lot of nervousness where we're at now with our centre backs. I think the absolute undoubted number 1 in this squad is Mark Gay. I know there's new rumours about Gay going to Liverpool again and all that kind of stuff. I think Gay will be in the squad if he's fit, and he'll be starting. Where we've also got a problem, and I think this is a real big problem now, is looking at the players that are in form at centre back. We're very, very heavy on left-sided centre backs. So Gay is right-footed, but he always plays on left. He plays on the left of Palace's back 3, even when they plays a 2. And with previous managers, he plays on the left. The number 2, I would say, the number 2 player in form in the Premier League, if you look at the stats as well and analyse the stats, would be Jared Branthwaite, and he's also left-sided. He's left-footed. He's very, very 2-footed though, Branthwaite, very 2-footed. So you've got those 2 who I would think have got to be in the squad. Those 2 for me, they'd be my shoo-ins for the squad. But then if I look at the players that are actually in form, Dan Burn would be one. He's left-footed. His age might be a problem, so I don't expect to see Dan Burn in this squad. Max Kilman's doing pretty good, left-footed. Then you've got Levy Colwell, who I don't think's been that great this season, to be honest. Levy Colwell, but obviously he's promising talent. Left-footed, he's crazy. So if he's going to pick players for their natural side, I think he will pick Gay and Branthwaite, and then you need 2 right-sided. If he does go for that, I think he'll probably pick Tosin Adarabioyo, which again is interesting, and I think he's been alright. And then he might pick one of Maguire or Trevor Chalobah. Maguire's typically left-sided, but has played right-sided plenty of times. Stones should be injured for this squad with his thigh problem. There's also Ezri Konsa, who's very recently coming back from injury, and I don't think Konsa's been in the best of form either. But he might pick Konsa. So the centre back's one where I'm really unsure as to what he'll do. I think he will pick Gay and Branthwaite. I'd go as far as to say I'd be surprised if both of those 2 aren't in his squad. And will he look at playing one as a right-sided player? Will he want to play those two together, Gay and Branthwaite? And if that's the case, maybe Gay goes to the right-hand side and Branthwaite plays on his natural side on the left. That's going to be an interesting one, very interesting one. Defensive midfielders. So I expect Tuchel to line up in these games in a 4-2-3-1. So, and whether that's, it's arbitrary, isn't it? Because, formations on paper are silly in lots of ways. There's so much movement and rotation, etc. But, just for the sake of conversation, whether that's kind of like two sort of sixes or 1-6 and more of an 8, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna just, for those two positions, I'm gonna pick, definitely 4 players. Declan Rice will be one of them. I've got a funny feeling I do have a funny feeling he might play Jude as one of his two. I think that's what we'll see in the World Cup. Rice and Jude next to each other. How good an idea that is, I'm not sure. I wouldn't like to see that personally. It's not something I'd want to see. I prefer more balance than that. But I think he will go Rice and Bellingham. And I think they'll be in the squad. And I think we might see them playing in those positions. I also think he'll pick Conor Gallagher, El Pitbull, as they know him now in Madrid, who has taken the Simeone system like a duck to water, hasn't he? Basically, run about like a mad dog and smash into people. He's quite good at that. Yeah, and he doesn't have to be like great, like in terms of defensive positioning, or he's not tasked with receiving the ball from the defence. So he's, where we've tried him is like in one of Gareth's double pivots under Southgate, and some of the stuff that we saw he wasn't good at. Under Simeone, he doesn't have to do any of that. They don't play that way. He just runs about like a mad dog and smashes people into people, and sometimes crashes the box and scores, which is good for him. And I think that we'll see him. Obviously, Tuchel's worked with him before. I think we'll see him in this squad. If we are just looking at a fourth, I've got a funny feeling he might pick Lewis Cook, who's having a belting season, isn't he? And I'd like to see that. I think that'd be cool. It's reward, isn't it? It's reward. He might also. There's plenty of names in here that he could go for. He could go for Elliot Anderson if he's. I know he can. He's quite box to box. He could play Elliot Anderson in there. Personally, I would really like to see him pick Angel Gomez. I know Gomez has had a bit of an injury problem, but he's back now. I know he's kind of a bit out of the team in Lille. I think that's to do with the contract situation. They're having a bit of a Mexican standoff. He's a good player, and I think he's been really good for England. I think he's been really good. I think he is the missing link. You've heard me say it before. I'd like to see him and Rice next to each other. I think it'd be so balanced, but I don't think we'll see him in the squad. And yeah, Ryan Yates, he might get a call up, so be interesting. But I think we'll see Rice, Bellingham, Conor Gallagher. I think those are the ones that we will see. And then one of Lewis Cook, Ryan Yates, Elliot Anderson, maybe Angel Gomez. As the 10 then, not in the best of form, is he? But right now, in the turn of the year, that is, obviously having an incredible season overall still. Cole Palmer, he will be in the squad, won't he? There's, can't see him not being. And then I've just got a funny feeling, as a show of faith, he will also pick Foden in this squad. If he's not injured, don't think he is he at the minute, Foden? No, he's not. I don't think. Yeah, so Foden. Yeah, and then there's loads of options you could pick from in here. Maddison, Gibbs White, Eza, Morgan Rogers. I would probably like to see Foden dropped, and I would like to see him take Eza. Personally, I think that'd be quite good. Left wing, Anthony Gordon, I think will definitely be in the squad. The second option is interesting, isn't it? Because some of those names that I've just mentioned there, Morgan Rogers, Eza, Maddison even has done this. They might be second choice with Gordon. Other names though, Jacob Ramsey, Jadon Sancho might play his way back in. You know, he's having a decent season. Jamie Bino Gittins is a really interesting one, and it'd be really interesting to see if he gets a call up, and also a return for Callum Hudson-Odoi. If he's going to take a second left winger, I don't know why, but I've got a funny feeling he might take Hudson-Odoi. And I won't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Right wing, obviously Saka is injured, so he won't be there. Jared Bowen probably will go. There's a lot of youngsters that might be coming to this squad, so somebody that's a bit older might fancy that. And then again, Bino Gittins can play on the right, so can some of the other players that I've just named. I'd be interested to see if he takes Wanyeri, and I'd like him to. I've got a funny feeling he might take him in the squad. He might not play. He might just come on as a sub for 10 minutes. But Wanyeri maybe. And then finally the strikers. So his friend from Bayern, Kaiser Kane, he's obviously going to be going as the captain. And I think he probably will take Solanke and Watkins. I think he'll want to look at both of them. And as a bit of a wild card, maybe Liam Delap. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking for the England squad. And I'll see you soon.